Hey everyone, today we're gonna go through this document that I just came across. Somebody mentioned that this document's into. I was watching this documentary. It was talking about how American are propagandized, and it's like the whole mind control they're doing on the people of America, the population of America. So this is it goes into the propaganda when it comes to the conflict with in Palestine. And so this is what they're doing in when they go to the media, right? When they go to the media, this is basically the document is it tells you what to say and how to say it, where to say it, how to combat certain ideas, what to focus on, what to dismiss, how to manipulate the data, how to change the fact, basically the whole propaganda thing. Now, it's really kind of interesting. Now, the document is 116 page. It has bunch of chapter. Look at all this shit. They really like this is public. This is what makes it like even more dangerous is the people. This is a book. This is the problem with people. Like they're not reading anything. Now I didn't read these entire documents because I was gonna do a video about it. I'm gonna read it later on. I just want to go through the like what they mentioning, and like I said, what's troubling is the fact that it's public. They're not trying to hide anything because they know motherfuckers are stupid. You would have something in public, right? Available, accessible to everyone, and somehow nobody fucking reads it. And that's why when you're talking, this is I stopped engaging with especially American, what I'm saying, when it comes to like discussing, like having an intelligent conversation about certain topics. I just don't engage with them. Like the level of mind control they do to these people. And that's like I said in my previous videos, if you watch them, I say the first and the last victims of Western civilization are Westerners themselves. Now I've been talking too much. Look at these chapters. You got 25 rules for effective communication, a glossary of words that work, isolation Iran, back, peace central Mr. settlement, Jerusalem, loan guarantee, the security fences and checkpoint, the right of return, the United Nations, talking about the Arabs and Israelis, talking about children and the culture of hate. Lesson to learn from the president Obama. That was written in 2009. So it's an old document, and still people are still ignorant. The toughest question, the Hamas covenant, important fact, protest that work, etc. This shit was written by this guy, Frank Luntz. So I did a little bit of research. Well, I just Googled it, and this is the guy. This is this asshole. They say it's an American political communication consultant, etc. So we don't give a shit about, but he's just like all of them, getting paid. Now, I read the document. So let's say what they say. They say the 25 rules of effective communication. One, let me zoom in a little bit. They say, double won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Show empathy for both sides. This is what they do. They always say, "Oh, we're sad about the civilians on the other side." Yeah, this is what they do. So this is an example. Israel is committed to a better future for everyone, Israeli and Palestinians alike. Israelis want to pay the pain and suffering to end. Don't you hear that? And this is all Fox News, CNN, all the Sky News, BBC, all of them. Like they have read this thing. Anybody who appear on these shows is actually familiar with this. Use empathy. Even the toughest question can be turned around if you are willing to accept the notion that the other side has at least some validity. If you begin your response with, "I understand and I sympathize with those who," you are already building the credibility you will need for your audience to empathize and agree with you. Like the level of fucking propaganda. Explain your principle. This is just the first point. I mean, this shit is shocking. And like I said, I didn't read. Like I'm reading it with you. Like this is my honest like reaction to it. Like I'm just shocked about this shit. Explain your principle. All too often, both Arab and Israelis spokespeople go right into an attack against the other, and virtually no one on either side explain the principle behind their action. Americans respond much better to facts, action, and results when they know why, not just how. And they give example. As a matter of principle, children should not be raised. Oh, I can't read all that. Yeah, don't you hear that? Palestinian leadership push a culture of hate that encourage even small children to become suicide bombers. How many times did you hear that? Seriously. I mean, just in the last 12 months, I've probably heard this shit like 10,000 times. And I'm not even exaggerating. So, point number 3 clearly differentiates between the Palestinian people and Hamas. Like, this is the playbook. This is what they use. There is an immediate and clear distinction between the empathy American feel for the Palestinian and the scorn they direct at Palestinian leadership. Hamas is a terrorist organization. American get that already. So you don't have to convince them. But if it sounds like you are attacking the Palestinian people, even though they elected Hamas. So these motherfuckers. Oh, hell no. Rather than their leadership, you will lose public support. Right now, many Americans sympathize with the plight of the Palestinians, and that sympathy will increase if you fail to differentiate the people from their leaders. Words that works. We know that the Palestinians deserve leaders who will care about the well-being of their people and who do not simply take hundreds of millions of dollars in assistance from America and Europe, put them in Swiss bank account and use them to support terror instead of peace. Worldview, attitude differ dramatically, both partisanship and so talking about the Democrat and the Republican. We don't care about that. There is never any justification for the deliberate slaughter of innocent women and children. Well, what about men? Are men lives not valuable? I mean, even in this movement, like this, like you gotta stop with this misandry. And it's great that they mentioned that. I see it doesn't matter what conflict you talk about. Never allow this bullshit about women and children fly. Always confront anybody who talk about women and children. Say, fuck you. Men's life are also valuable. Okay, just because I got something between my legs doesn't mean my life is worthless and some woman is supposed to continue living and I'm supposed to be buried underground. Right? That's bullshit. All life matters. You gotta stop with these children. Okay, a child's life, I understand that argument where they didn't see anything. But what if I'm 20 years old? I haven't seen shit either. What if I'm 30 years old? I still got like 40 years old. Now, that's off topic. I don't want to get too much. But you get the point. Men are valuable too. Men's life are valuable too. Now, the primary Palestinian public relations goal is to demonstrate that the so-called hopelessness of the oppressed Palestinian is what caused them to go and kill children. This must be challenged immediately, aggressively, and directly. We may disagree about politics and we may disagree about economics, but there is one fundamental principle that all the people from all parts of the globe will agree on: civilized people. Well, we know who's civilized. Do not target innocent women and children for that, and they still repeat these women and children. Don't pretend that Israel is without mistake or fault. So they have to admit a little, well, that was not a mistake. When you bomb a school, you only destroy an entire city block. That's not a mistake, right? 16 bullets into a child's chest. That's not a fucking mistake, all right? Westerners do that too. When you bring up like slavery, you bring up like the Native American, the Native Australian, that massacres, the atrocities. They would say, "Well, that was a mistake." That was not a mistake. You know, for example, the British Empire colonized 120 colonies. That wasn't a mistake. A mistake is colonizing one country. That's a mistake. Two, it's a little bit, you started, you're gonna cross the line. You're a little bit, you went too far. Three countries, that's no longer a mistake. 120, motherfucker, that's half of the world. That's not a mistake. That's called being uncivilized. Point number 6. I don't think I can finish this video because there's too much. Be careful with your tone. Yeah, so you can choose aggressive tone, etc. Stop. Most of the document is written in a positive, hopeful, instructive tone. But there's one aspect of the Palestinian behavior you have every right to demand an end. And we will point by doing so. The more you talk about the militaristic tone and jihadist goal of Iran-backed terrorists by using their own word, the more empathy you will create for Israel. 8. Remind people again and again that Israel wants peace. Reason 1. If Americans see no hope for peace, if they only see a continuation of a 2,000 years long, 2,000 years? Family feud. Americans would not want their government to spend tax dollars. So yeah, it's all about the money, and they're doing everything they can to convince the American people to be on their side. 9. Americans want a team to cheer for. Let the public know good things about Israel. Once you have established you care about Israel wants peace, you can begin the process of establishing a strong connection between America and Israel based on shared values, interests, including Israel cooperative effort with Jewish and Muslim citizens working together to create jobs. Israel remarkable advance in alternative energy. The work of Israel has done in the Arab neighborhood and community to raise health living standards. Well, if you've seen picture of Israel, it looks like a fucking Western country. When they went over there, they didn't want to assimilate. That's not the culture of the Middle East. But anyway, you have to say positive things about it. 10. Draw the direct parallel between Israel and America, including the need to defend against terrorism. From history to cultural value, the more you focus on the similarities between Israel and America, the more likely you are to win the support for those who are neutral. So yeah, of course. And you also have like skin color and all that. So these 4 words, the language of Israel is the language of America. Democracy, freedom, security, and peace. These 4 words are the core of the American political and economic, social, cultural system, and they should be repeated as often as possible because they resonate with virtually every American, and every American doesn't have democracy, doesn't have freedom, doesn't have security, and doesn't have peace. You're more likely, if you read the stat, if you watch first of all my channel, when I say something, I don't just throw my opinion over there. This is statistic. You're like 20 times more likely to get attacked by gun violence in New York compared to Afghanistan. This is a fact. Look at the crime index. Go to Google and type crime index and look at the numbers and compare them yourself. Like Kuwait is like 5 times safer than the United Kingdom. But somehow they want you to believe that it's dangerous over there and it's safer over there. And I can go on and on about all the details, but and democracy, what democracy? The entire political system is influenced with money. The more money you have, the more. Anyway, like I said, this is too much. In contrast, it's too much. I can go through everything. I can put the link in the description, or you can just Google it. This is the first link on Google, so you're gonna probably find it. So 11. Don't talk about religion. Americans who see the Bible as their source book on foreign affairs are already supporters of Israel. Religious fundamentalists are Israel's Amen choir, and they make up approximately 1/4 of the American public. and Israel's strongest friend in the world. What do you mean? The people who persecuted you for 500 years? Those are your friends? This is hilarious. However, some of those who are most likely to believe that Israel is a religious state are more hostile towards Israel. So never use religion. 12. No matter what you are asked, bridge to a productive pro-Israel message. Never a pro-Palestine message. Never. When asked a direct question, you don't have to answer it directly. You are in control of what you say and how you say it. Remember, your goal in doing interviews is not only to answer questions, it's to bring persuadable members of the audience to the Israeli side in the conflict. So this is how the propaganda works, you know? Talk about the future, not the past. Don't you hear that? Like when some African Americans when they talk about the slavery, they start saying, these white people start saying, oh, why don't you just get over it? It's the past. Don't talk about the past. Like the same fucking techniques. Like once you start to decipher the bullshit, once you crack the code, you can see this is almost like this is not just this specific conflict. This is happening everywhere. 14. Hope. The expectation of peace are about as low as they can go, but the side presents a more hopeful future and the willingness to work hard and make it happen. So this is an example. We must measure each other's commitment to peace by action, not words. Use rhetorical question. Avoid head-on attacks on your opinion. This is a soft tone. Show regret that the Palestinians have been led so poorly. How do I make peace with a government who wants me dead? Didn't you hear that? How do I make peace with a population who is taught these words? Taught to hate Jews, not just Israelis, from the moment they are born. So basically, all of them are just repeating the same messages. Why is the word so silent about the written, vocal, stated claims of Hamas? Go where the people are. According to some rating, on average, American now watch 4 hours of a television a day. And if you're doing that, you gotta stop. 4 hours of television a day, and now you wanna like talk to me about like what and where and history and morality and integrity and honesty. Motherfucker, you so like like I said, the victims of the West are Westerners themselves. They don't know it. Like when you've been watching 4 hours of television a day, you don't understand like reality. You're so out of touch. Most voters get their Middle East. Yeah, so where they get the news? Yeah, so you're watching television news. 60% of people get the information from TV. Well, that was 2009. But now those statistics are going to change. So the internet, 32%. Newspaper, 29%. Your own religious belief. People, there's 24% people believe in the religious belief somehow dictate the reality on the ground. Wow. Family and friends. School and university. This is so ridiculous. Kiss and tell again. Keep it simple, stupid. Successful communication is not about able to recite every fact from long history of the Arab-Israeli conflict. It is about pointing out a few core principles of shared values such as democracy and freedom. Have I written often enough that you need to start with empathy for both sides? Remind your audience that Israel wants peace, and then repeat the message of democracy, freedom, and peace over and over again. For those not already pro-Israel, but who belongs to the category of I don't know how to pronounce this word. Persuadable. We need to repeat the message on average 10 times to be effective. Go back to the message. Avoid analysis paralysis and be proactive. This is Piers Morgan. Do you condemn Hamas? This is typical Piers Morgan. Your communication efforts will always focus on transporting the. Oh my God, I got this word always. It's not just what you're against; it's what you're for that matters. Start your message, press release, sound bites, debate segments with your best positive message. Yeah, credibility is so difficult to achieve, but so easy to lose in debates about these issues. Concede a point. Look for opportunity in every TV debate or interview to concede a point to interviewer debate partner. If it doesn't have to be a major point, the point isn't to undermine some essential plank of Israel foreign policy platform, but the simple words, you make a good point, do wonder among an audience. So you don't have to tell the truth, you just have to appear that you made a good point, right? It's all about the perception. This is also something about the West. Everything shallow. Everything is in the surface. Everything superficial. There's no depth in the conversation, and this is they are trained to make you that way. If you film the West, never speak in a declarative statement. Never. American and Europeans think in shades of gray. Didn't just what I just explain it to you, especially when it comes to conflict in the Middle East. They believe both sides are to blame, both sides are responsible for making sacrifice for peace, and both sides do have a positive story to tell. So every time you say every, totally, always, never, or the like, the reaction is immediate and negative. Soften the tone just a little bit, and you will keep them tuned in. Example, I can promise you that if there will be no agreement in 2008, it will not be the fault of the. Wow. Acknowledge the complexity of the situation and attempt to simplify and clarify. Don't try to stack your credibility up against the media. Also, don't try to stack your credibility up against the global community. Yes, much of the world and many influential members of the United Nations are hostile to Israel's existence, but the public doesn't want to hear Israeli politicians complain about this fact. Mutuality is a key concept. Mutual respect is even better than tolerance. Living together side by side in peace. Israeli. Bottom line, what will happen if we fail to get the world to care about the fact that Israel parents in southern Israel need to literally dodge rocket when they drive to their children to kindergarten in the morning? What will happen if the world allows Iran? They giving you like a specific example what to say and how to say it. They giving you wow. And this is just the first chapter. We don't like there's still this is page 20. There's like 80 pages left. Almost 90 pages left. Look at all this shit. All everything that you need to be an expert at propaganda. Now I'm tired. I can't do all that. So see you next time.